Hello, I'm just doing a quick overview on my initial thoughts of the Sony a7Rii Mark II that I recently purchased, and here it is. Absolutely awesome piece of kit. Very pleased with this piece of kit. It's a great camera. And I purchased it really to complement my Sony a6500, which is filming from over there, and I'm doing the main shoot on the Sony RX10 Mark II, which is sort of over in that direction. I found one annoying thing with these modern cameras. I'm thinking this will do the same as well. But with the a6500 and with the RX10, you set it all up and you set the lens up for the right depth and the right focal length. But when you turn it off to save battery and turn it back on, the focal length reverts back to wide, and it really annoys me because I work on my own. I've got to then consciously remember where was it set, so I'm really frustrated about that. But there we go. It's one of those things of using these modern sort of lenses and cameras. Now I will be using this as my main video camera. I'm pretty sure I will, because the results from it, the 4K footage that comes off this sensor is phenomenal, absolutely outstanding, the best that I've ever seen from any camera. And it's got all the features that I'm ever going to need. I'm pretty sure. There's a few gripes about the camera, but then what camera have I not griped about? And I don't think there is a perfect camera on the market. There really isn't. All the manufacturers have their pros and cons. I'm very keen on Panasonic. I've owned a couple of Panasonic cameras, which are excellent. Both of them are 4K. But getting back to this one, Sony have redesigned this from the original A7 range, because I have got an A7. The battery grip is a bit bigger, so it's great for my hands, but it's still compact. It's still a nice compact camera with a good solid grip there, which I really like. They've added an additional function button, so we've now got function button 1, function button 2. Which is great. There's two function buttons there. Exposure compensation, your main control wheel for setting manual, shutter speed, aperture priority, whatever. You have to push it in and it locks. I've never really noticed that an issue with the original A7 that I have, it moving, but they made it lockable now, which is fair enough, you know. And you got a set mode for video as well, which is fine. Various other function buttons, C3, C4, all these can all be pre-assigned. It's got your tilty-wilty screen. It only goes one way. Well, it goes down and tilts up. It doesn't spin out like it does on the Panasonics, but that's no big deal. It's got manual audio controls on here, which is wonderful. I use the K2M2 adapter, K2M2, KM2, Sony K2M XLR adapter, and that's got the manual audio controls on the top. It's actually fitted to my RX10 Mark II at the moment, and that just slots in the hot shoe here. No problem at all with slotting that in there, so that works a treat. You can connect an external monitor or recorder via the HDMI port. That's one of my gripes actually, is the location of the HDMI port, or really this pathetic flap that they've put on it. Why they've designed it like this, for me, pain in the arse to open, and that's going to easily get broken off. I might even deliberately break it off, but you can see that's real pain in the arse there. You know, I can assure you there's a HDMI port under there somewhere when you eventually get it open. But there we go, yeah. So you can see there, that's your headphone jack, microphone jack, HDMI and USB charging. You can actually charge it from a USB block, which is kind of handy. Whether I'll ever need that, I don't know. So that's the HDMI ports. And it takes your standard FW50 battery. So, oops, there we go. And they just slot in there, like so. It is missing ND filters, and that annoys me. I've had to buy now, which haven't arrived yet, I've had to buy a set of ND filters you can slot in. because in very bright sunlight, you're shooting at like f16, f18, f20, even if you turn your ISO right down, and that's annoying. It would have been nice if they had included, even if it was electronic ND filters, include ND filters in the package. The 6500 doesn't have ND filters either, so I'll be using the same filters on that one. Although the RX10 Mark II has got ND filters, or it's got one ND filter, well that's better than none. So I've got it turned off at the moment because it's quite shady in here, so I don't need it for here. So there we go. Yeah, one SD card slot, which again is annoying but not a deal breaker. If you're doing anything seriously important with it, you would use an external recorder if you're shooting video, such as the Atomos Shogun, the Assassin, the Flame, Blackmagic do a range of them. Then you've got your backup. So again, that doesn't bother me, and I've not had, with these cameras, had any crashes. The RX10's only got the one SD card, so I've been using it a long time now for all my video reviews. Now, it takes the Sony full frame E-mount glass, which is, I think it's fantastic. The lenses, there isn't a huge range of lenses, but it's good enough. It's enough to, you know, to get the job done. I've got on here the kit lens, a 28-70 that I purchased with the Sony a7. Not a fantastic lens, but by heck, it's pretty good. It would do most people's jobs, you know. And for video, it's excellent. I've had no problems with video. And it's classed as a FE lens, denoting that it's for the full frame bodies. Although it does fit the A6500 over there, but it just crops it in a bit tighter because that's an APS-C sensor. Now the results, 42 megapixel stills, raw files or JPEGs, are phenomenal. You've really got to see them to believe them. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Now in video, you can shoot in either full frame mode, 4K full frame, or you can shoot in what Sony are calling super 35mm mode. What I didn't realise until I'd actually bought the camera, super 35mm mode is effectively the APS-C crop mode, and that is awesome because I can put on my, for example, my G Master lens that I'm filming with is 6500 at the moment. I can put the G Master lens, the 18-105 G Master lens on this body, and in video I can automatically set it to the super 35mm mode, which is what it would do because it's an APS-C lens. You're with me with that so far, and you get better results in the super 35mm mode than you do in the full frame 4K mode. So that's what I'll be using. So I'm loving that. You know, I've got one kit bag that will take the two bodies and all my lenses, because with video I don't mind if I put an APS-C lens on here, and likewise I can put this lens on the APS-C body, although this is the FE lens. I'm so confused, but yeah, it all works superbly. Same batteries, everything about it is you know, interchangeable, and that is great. I don't have to keep buying new accessories for new cameras that I acquire or purchase to be honest. I have got a gripe that a lot of, few people have picked up on. When you're taking photographs, doesn't affect it in video. When you're taking photographs, the exposure compensation dial is in exactly where you would want it. It's great. But quite often I've gone to adjust the aperture, well I thought I've gone to adjust the aperture, and I've changed the exposure compensation because this control wheel is a bit too recessed and it doesn't fall nicely. I don't know how they could have redesigned that, but I don't like the placement of that, you know, of this dial here. It's a bit, I don't know what it is. I mean, that is great, but to change the aperture, I quite often, well, more often than not, go to change the exposure compensation and I have to take my eye away from the viewfinder to see what I'm doing. The same with the controller in front here. I guess once I get used to it, I won't even try using that one. If I'm in aperture priority, I'll automatically go for that one. but it's just a matter of getting used to how the system works. The viewfinder, oh wow. I mean, I wear glasses and I haven't got the best of eyes, but this viewfinder is absolutely gorgeous. It really is lovely, you know, huge display, beautiful sharpness. It is just a pleasure to work with. The monitor on the back, even in daylight, I can see that quite happily here. It's, well, I am in the shade, but even in sunlight, it's not good, but it's manageable. But you're much better off if you're outdoors, even for video, is to hold it up against your eye. It's absolutely superb. And the 5-axis image stabilization works superbly as well, just the same as it does on the A6500. That was a main reason I bought the 6500, was for its image stabilization. But the 5-axis image stabilization on this camera is as good as the 6500. It isn't any better, but it's certainly as good. I probably prefer it on the 6500 because that's a more compact body. This is a little heavier, but it feels good though. You want to get your hands on one. It does feel nice. You know, Sony are producing some fabulous kit. They really are. And with the A9 now available in the shops, you know, not my cup of tea, the A9s. I don't do sports photography, and that's what it's mainly geared at. And it's not really geared at the videographer, which is more for me. Well, this one is, because it's got the S-Log and it's got various other picture profiles. It's got your manual audio controls with the displays. It's got zebras peaking, focus peaking. So it's got everything a videographer would need. And obviously, as I've said before, and I keep saying, awesome results. And the same with stills, 42 megapixel, wow, you know. Who wants Canon and Nikon? Certainly not me, that's for sure. And I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. So that's about it really. Thanks for watching this review, and thanks for watching all my videos. There's plenty to see on my channel, and there's always more coming up. So I would love you to like this video, love you to subscribe, tell your friends, and see you on the next video. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers for now.